Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to the Alpha for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, as today we take back Dargonna. Though, before we get caught up in that, we actually missed a couple of things last time around, so let's have a quick peek at those, shall we? First up, we've got this corpse decorating our floor here. Among numerous mutilations of the bodies, thin cuts are barely distinguishable. This is the work of a skilled torturer, not enraged fighters. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that doesn't really tell us anything we didn't already know. And then aside from that, we also picked up Bloodthirster, which we retrieved from Tazara's corpse back in the courtyard. And at a glance, it's a halfway decent melee weapon. Decent damage, though slightly lower than our elite chainsword, but with a wider range on the area swing. And that is because, on closer examination, it's actually a one-handed variant of the Drukhari Clave, which is a very interesting trade-off because technically it does very slightly less damage than the standard two-handed Clave, but with the massive upgrade of the versatility that comes with being a single-handed weapon. If we hadn't just retired our melee weapon set to make room for the splinter cannon, I would seriously consider giving that to Rhett. And I did actually also consider giving it to Heinrichs, but unfortunately, it just can't really compete with that ancient force sword. So sadly, we're just not going to get much use out of it. Though, again, something to perhaps plan around for the next life. That said, let's go take a seat. Oh, hey there. Who's there? I can't see. That is because you lack vision. Guards on the throne, no surprise there. I am curious to see who's actually seated on it, though. Marzai seems obvious, but there were two other named Drukhari.
None shall stand in my way.
The man before you is still breathing, but deep punctures in his chest leave no chance that he will survive. Gross. Dargildar suck. Well, let's go balance the scales.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Marzai. Marzai spreads his arms wide, either welcoming you or inviting you to admire the brutalized hall. At last! I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? The Drukhari freezes for a moment. Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished into the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, Monkey. But I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your pain at the sight of what I have done to your home. Yeah, good to see you too. You've deceived me. You were the one who proposed a battle to the death. Then you came here instead? Deceived. Equals can be deceived. But you I merely used. You played the part given to you perfectly. You were exactly where you were supposed to be, and did exactly what you were supposed to do. Everything except die. And what exactly did you hope to get out of this? Why attack my palace? The sole thing that your kind is good for, Monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provided in abundance from their cages in Khymiracle. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you have caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky, meddling Tazara who harrowed your little worlds for so long? You have garnered her head, and I, a peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. He gives you a thin smile. To die at the hands of a monkey is the worst possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Khymiracle. Her final moments were torturous. Tazara seemed to think that we were working together. What exactly did you tell her? The pompous waste of skin thought that I would associate with Monkey? I wish I did not leave her death to you, and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, to take note of my interest in your person was quite perceptive. Even more so for a brainless arena witch. I have spent enough time in real space. It is time to bid you goodbye. Sons and daughters of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves. I don't want to leave you alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, right? Or you could stick around. I've got more than enough hospitality to... What the heck am I looking at? Hi. Okay, I think we found the beasts those beast masters came in with. One last thing, rogue trader. Let me thank you for your help, as well as for the fleeting entertainment. Yeah, don't mention it. You sure you don't want to stick around? No, you're just gonna jump off that platform? Okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that too. Ow. Oh boy, and we are right into it. Ow. Okay, first things first. We are surrounded by threats, but we need to start with these chimeras. They will mulch our back lines. We've also got those Slith at our back as well, but they're way too tanky for an alpha strike.
Nothing I can't do.
So we'll focus on the softer targets first. Save them for last.
I don't have time for this.
Wow, nice. But we can't risk firing another burst into melee, so might as well stack some poison on these guys. Here's hoping they're not immune to poison. They very well could be.
I'll pass. Watch and learn.
This will be a
Ow. We are getting whittled down way faster than I'd like. Alright, let's slap a foreboding on Pascal. He's hurting the most right now. Then we'll finish off the more heavily wounded Chimera.
Will do.
Oh boy, gotta love those dart lances. Ow, ow, ow.
You will pay for this in blood.
Oh gosh, we have so much poison damage stacked all over the place. Let's just relocate real quick. Yes, nice. Who do we have up next? Beastmaster, Chimera. Right, let's drop the other Chimera.
This tedium is beneath me. I understand your intent.
There we go. Not sure why that first hit did 0 damage. That was weird. But regardless, most immediate threat's gone. Now we can start whittling these guys.
Vengeance will be swift.
Heinrichs, I am going to need you to buy us some more breathing room. Let's go for that specialist. Actually, no, the positioning's too awkward. Let's go for the Beastmaster on our back.
Everyone, step aside.
Nice. Goodbye.
Let's see to it.
Not liking that.
Help me, Lord Captain.
See, this is one of those fights where I think we'd actually benefit from heavier armor. Dodge is nice, but every one of these Drukhari weapons partially negates dodge. But splinter weapons have low base damage, so if we had heavier armor, we'd be shrugging off a lot of these hits.
If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I'm not sure Rhett can reach those guys on our right flank. We'll go with you, Earliat.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Oh, crud. I really could have sworn she would have line of sight. Alright, we'll just unload into one of the slip.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Yeah, not much damage there. We'll need Pascal and Heinrichs to go at them with blades once we've cleared our flanks. I seem to recall that working out pretty well back on Grantis.
Function as one.
Oh, forgot to kill zone.
Pay for this in blood.
And Rhett's back in. With momentum. Let's do some damage.
Already done.
We've got one more burst before we tap momentum, but I need to make sure we're in a workable position. Priority has to be clearing our right flank. Controlled burst. Okay, I mean, not great, obviously, but we got one. And momentum. Which first?
All too easy.
You will pay for this in blood.
Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me.
Yeah, see, this is where we'd really benefit from using a las gun instead.
Suits my purposes.
Oh, I mean, the sheer quantity of shots we get from an auto gun does ultimately balance out.
Nothing I cannot do.
Right flank clear.
Absolutely not.
And I guess that's it. Wow, that ate all of our shots. Alright, well, still got the job done. We'll have Rhett go for the left flank next. That Sybarite in particular could be a problem. And of course, now that our right flank's clear, we can more effectively hug cover, which should certainly help.
But of course.
Thank goodness those heavies suck at actually hitting things. And thank goodness those Slith are more tank than actual assault unit. I think we're in pretty good shape here. It's really just the stacking poison damage I'm concerned about. Between the Slith and the Kabalites, they're landing enough hits that poison might become a very real concern. Let's see if we can trim the heavy. Hasn't been much of a threat thus far, but better safe than sorry. Halfway there. Let's get Heinrichs on the Slith. Oh, no. I meant to charge, not swing. And of course, his charge gets parried. Bit of a waste, but it happens. It's because the basic attacks are keyed off of the numerical keys, not the special abilities on the right. But, you know, I keep coming off of playing Wrath, where the numerical buttons are attached to your special abilities. So, you know, my wires get crossed.
Don't you need a breathing navigator?
Oh boy, Cassia's on the ropes, but
Me?
sadly she cannot heal herself, and for some reason I didn't give her a medkit. Oh shoot, that really ate into her movement points. Well, just getting out of melee should help.
If I may.
Almost enough momentum for another flurry.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Nice, nice, yes. We should be able to finish one of these guys off on Heinrich's next turn. Patch up Cassie.
I'm grateful.
Slap down a kill zone. We'll have Rhett go after these guys, but kill zone might be overkill for that. Pretty sure his Splinter Cannon will mulch them either way. And pop off a quick shot. Yeah, see, melee's the way to go with those guys. They seem very resistant to range attacks.
Thank you. Now where were we?
All right.
Nothing I can't do.
Let's take out those flanky bastards.
All too easy.
Nice, nice. Oh, out of action points. Fair enough. That is the drawback of heavy weapons. They are much more AP hungry. Flash of Insight. I feel like that's kind of a waste of momentum. We're better off just waiting for Heinrichs. Yeah, we'll just keep shouting them down. Oh, shoot. Well, that happened. You alright there, Heinrichs?
What unworthy soul.
Oh boy, we might have a slight problem here. Yeah, things just got heavy. Juliet, would you please kill that guy?
Serves your cause.
Headed him off on the approach. Man, I was really relying on Heinrichs to drop these guys for us. Red at 25%. Multiple stacks of DOT. Cassia's at 20, but holding. On the bright side, that lance shot did pierce Heinrichs and hit the slith behind him.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
closer.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
That bumps Ret back to 33. Gets rid of the DOTs. Let's pop a shot.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Pascal, I'm gonna need you to step it up, buddy. I guess technically that other one's undercover, so closer one's an easier target. Nice, 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 nice.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
And now you die. Swept at the knees.
Suits my purposes.
You know what your problem is? You lack backbone.
Not a problem for me.
Okay, yeah, I can live with that. That's not terrible. I mean, look, I do think we're going to win this, but we are cutting it way too close.
If I must.
If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Keep pouring it on. Oi, tap out already. Oh, that knocked him way farther back than I thought it would. Crud. I can't... Oh, there we go. Okay, precision shot. And a whiff of disappointment. Ret's back in. Let us splinter their resolve. Nice, nice. And again. Sadly, these guys do seem to be completely immune to toxins, but we've got them on the ropes. Oh, okay, so not completely immune. He did take 2 damage, but very resistant. Reload. Fall back.
I approach the designated position.
Finish him?
I understand your intent.
Not quite, but definitely getting there.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Keep bulwark going.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Yeah, you get used to it. Die, please. Really? Wow. That is some serious X comedy. Guys, come on, please. We're so close. I paid for the whole seat, but I only need the edge. Huzzah! Viper viped from existence. And run and gun is still on cooldown, right? Ooh. And we're good.
This tedium is beneath me.
Hey, glad you guys could finally join us. Thanks for all the help. Your Lordship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's auspexes from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies. Of course, you will learn all of this from the reports. Your appearance on Dargonna is a boon from the God Emperor, who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dargonna and House Versurian, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. Goodness, we've got a lot of very harsh responses here. Yes, well, think nothing of it. I was simply doing what had to be done. Because no one else could. And by your will, you have preserved countless lives, your lordship. Dargonna owes you a debt that can never be repaid. We will continue the cleanup of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks, if any are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please, allow us to ensure that Dargonna is returned to its former glory. Ooh, level up. Nice. We'll take care of that once we do some light looting. There weren't really any named enemies in this fight, so I'm not sure if we'll pull any unique gear, but...
A new challenge for me?
But at the very least, this should give us another couple of stacks of Xenotech. Oh, you know, I really should check if we have any projects we can do while we're here as well. I don't think we ever looked at the colony projects for Dargonna. Hey, could we get like a medic or something in here? I've got a few folks who are dying for attention.
Follow my lead.
Okay, so nothing all that notable for loot.
I'll lay claim to
Just a bunch of
the
Xenotech trade fodder.
The Inquisition taught me many things.
No one else waiting for us? Let's knock out these level ups. We're almost at time, but this should just take a moment. New talent for Rhett. And you know what? We'll go for Rousing Assault. I already had that one earmarked from last time. Next we've got Heinrichs, who gains a characteristic. He whiffed a couple of times last fight, so let's bump his weapon skill. Next up, Pascal, who gains a skill. And I guess tech use is just maxed out now. Which I guess is fine. We'll just keep bumping logic. As we've seen, they get pretty flexible when it comes to which skill is used for what. Cassie also pulls a skill. But Persuasion and Coercion still aren't options. I'm not sure why. I mean, we haven't increased either of those in quite a while. And all the skills she can choose from are all basically useless to her. We haven't really geared her up for any of those. So honestly, it really doesn't matter which one we take. She's not going to get use out of any of them. You know, it might be because I've been neglecting her fellowship attribute. I should try boosting that next time it's an option. Oh, and nothing for Adira. Interesting. Which, by extension, means Yurliet also gets nothing. So I guess there are just certain levels where certain classes get nothing. That does seem to be how it's breaking down. Though, ultimately, the advances do more or less even out over time. It's just staggered differently. I guess technically you do still get something out of it, because there are abilities like It Will Not Die, which do scale off your overall level. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's see if there's anything else for us here. Look at all these free jet bikes. It is a shame we can't get any actual use out of those. Scalander, how's it going, buddy? You're not Scalander.
Do not worry about me, your lordship. Dargonna above all else.
I mean, Dargonna is fine now, but sure, okay. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deepest awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Dargonna suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact, despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver on time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonnis raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal, and may now require time to replenish the losses. Without Achilles, we are blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity, but our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. That is interesting, the wording there. The wording in that entire block of text seems to imply that it is possible to lose Scalander, though obviously in our case we didn't. So we're getting some crossed wires, I think, with post-mission flags. That is very interesting, though. So yeah, that would be a time-sensitive quest. Had we arrived too late, I imagine Scalander would have already been dead. And then the text we found in our personal quarters would have also made more sense as well. The stuff about someone fighting fiercely. And then I bet that's what the noble under our bed was about, too. He probably would have told us about Scalander's ultimate fate. Either death at the hands of the Dark Eldar, or perhaps capture with a chance of rescue. Wow, they got this place fixed up quick. Alright, I just want to check in with Clementia and Scalander real quick, see if they have anything new for us, but otherwise I think we're at a good stopping point. A little early today, but I am short on time at the moment. Nothing from Clementia. And nothing from Scalander. Okay, fair enough. It's like nothing ever happened. No doubt intended to be indicative of the unwavering spirit, the fortitude, the mental resilience of the traitor house von Valancius. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, folks. Like I said, this feels like a good place to call it. I mean, technically we've got a couple of minutes left on the clock, but at this point I'm just setting my sights on heading back to football. I'd like to see if we can finally bump the our total rep with the Caspalica high enough that we can do a couple of colony projects. But we will chat about that next time, once I've had a chance to actually review all the numbers. See what we can actually do. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. Including but not limited to Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, Theory V23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.